Hello, I'm Dan Genovese, director here at EnerCom, and I'm joined today by Ryan Ezell. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Flotek Industries. They're a New York Stock Exchange company, FTK, if you want to check it out. Ryan, welcome today. Good to see you.
Thanks, Dan. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having us on Oil and Gas 360.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, listen, I want you to tell our viewers, kind of from a 30,000-foot view, what is Flotek and what do you do, and how do you differentiate yourself from other companies working in the technology oil field service space?
Thanks. Flotek, we're a rapidly growing green chemistry and data analytics company that's based out of Houston, Texas. But we also operate all over North America, Latin America, Middle East, and North Africa. We're not new to the green energy sectors that we've actually been operating for over 2 decades. However, there's been a reemergence of the organization as we've undergone a significant transformation over the last 2 years. And we truly represent, in my opinion, a unique opportunity in industry. Our vision at Flotek is to deliver unique and differentiated solutions that improve sustainability and reduce the overall environmental impact of energy on air, land, water, and people, particularly when we look at this energy transition that we're going through. And we do that by collaborative partnerships focused on sustainable and optimized chemistry and data solutions that maximize the return on our customers' assets. Particularly, we focus on those in the oil and gas industry related to improving estimated ultimate recovery and initial production from targeted reservoirs. And, we have an intellectual property portfolio of over 170 patents that are directed at improving asset production overall efficiency. And fundamentally, it's our multidisciplinary approach to laboratory analytics and our overall testing and custom chemistry design differentiate us in the market. And this approach minimizes formation damage to target the improved and estimated ultimate recovery. We also look at overall reduction in chemistry drives efficiency in operation on these targeted reservoirs. And holistically, what's important is that the end user, that producer, gets a higher return on net invested capital, which is what drives things in today's market that we look from where we put asset deployment. And holistically, Flotek, allows a handshake between total cost of ownership and environmental cost of ownership, which we believe is the key fundamental for the sustainability for us to continue to have our license to operate socially as we look at this energy transition for oil and gas. And we take this corporate responsibility, very seriously. And we're also starting to translate this into our first sustainability reports that'll come out this year and how we drive that. We walk the walk and talk the talk in doing that. But more importantly, when we look at it, is how does this translate to investors? And in short, it's a pretty impactful story. And it's really, when we look at 5 basic things, is, we're in a significantly rapid revenue growth phase that you're starting to see translate in our numbers. We've had significant market share improvement. We transitioned to positive gross margins in Q1 as part of this backlog of contracts we have over $2 billion in backlog contracts to deliver. We've got a strong balance sheet, don't have any debt. We're not levered in any way right now. We are working in an ABL, but no debt currently on the balance sheet. We have a capital light business model, and we've got existing assets and facilities that are very cost effective. And we've created a business model that's sustainable through the cycle as our chemistry is a renewable aspect. And this is highlighted by Q1 earnings in that, we saw revenue growth of over 270% year on year in Q1. We've also seen our data analytics business grow 135% sequentially, and gross margin improvement year on year of almost 600%. And so those are big things that we look at. And we've done all this by leading the in safety and service quality. We've had no lost time incidences and no recordable incidents in the field. And finally, the first time in over 7 years, Flotek produced guidance to the investment community on what we're going to do in revenue and gross profit. So it's an exciting story here at Flotek and a really exciting time. My opportunity to come here as CEO, I'm humbled and blessed to have this opportunity.
Yeah, you've been there just I think you were named June 7th, so relatively recent to the CEO position. And I want to kind of focus in a little bit on maybe some of the equipment that you have, the JP3 equipment and its capabilities, not only what it's capable of doing now, but maybe applications that you see that you'd like to move toward when you talk about, generating revenue, when you talk about all this IP that you have? Tell me a little bit about that piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's truly exciting. I mean, when I look at what we did from a chemistry standpoint, and I mentioned we've been involved in the chemistry component for over 2 decades, is we were looking as part of how do we utilize advanced data analytics to improve how we approach chemistry in the business. And our acquisition of JP3 in 2020 serves as a backbone for doing this. And then we bought some proprietary intellectual property around near-infrared sensoring of hydrocarbon chemistry that operates in downstream, midstream, and upstream spaces. And when you look at this serves as a great vehicle for us to not only improve our operating profit, but also what would have an impact on the share price as we transition from a pure chemistry company to looking at this data analytics and real-time data monitoring. And there's a multitude of applications ranging from what we consider to be golden applications of the near-infrared monitoring in read vapor pressure measuring, transmix applications in midstream. What we look at monitoring of fuel quality and BTU counts and practice and in various fractionation distillation units. But more important, we've started to leverage this real-time technology in the upstream business to where you look at flare gas monitoring, what kind of emissions you see from there, methane detection. We also have it on frac fleets to where you have stranded gas. We can monitor the BTU quality to make these tier 4 and electric fleets run optimally and protect against any fuel gas ranges and fluctuations of BTU, which you have seen catastrophic failure and fires in operations. This translates into other things that we can do in actually running drilling rigs like this for power generation. And then also what our final big piece we're looking at is monitoring hydrocarbons that are produced in real time, which how we looked at production chemistry treatment. But more importantly, when you look at chain of custody on fuel and gas quality, this allows the resource owner and the end use buyer protection mechanism around the chain of custody. So a lot of exciting opportunities with our JP3 business and our data analytics segment and how it creates synergy with the massive chemistry business we've had for over 2 decades.
Yeah, it certainly sounds exciting, and I mean, almost kind of sounds like the piece of equipment that can tell you everything all the time. And so definitely sounds very interesting. Now, I mentioned that you're new at it. How have the shareholders, customers, investors received you in these first couple months of the job, and then, well, actually, first few days of the job, and then where do you want to see the company go in the next 6 months under your leadership?
I would say in my first 2 weeks have been really busy on the road, visiting not only a lot of our facilities, conducting town halls, but also speaking with the majority of our shareholders. When you look at our capital structure, we have some very strong and supportive shareholders that we've spoken to, and I've received a lot of positive feedback thus far with the couple of key things of when are you going to get to positive EBITDA, positive cash flow, and improvement of share price. And that's the focus of, why I'm here, what I'm excited about, because when I look at where I see us going is you've seen our transition into positive gross margin in Q1. We're expecting to transition but from that into the positive adjusted EBITDA this year. And we got a target time frame on free cash flow. And subsequently, we feel that this diversification business between what we do in renewable resources and sustainable chemistry combined with our data analytics business will drive an improved valuation to this positive EBITDA and drive improved share price, which in reality in the long term improves the overall performance for our shareholders. And that's, where I see us going and what I'm excited about and how interactions with our shareholders thus far.
Well, listen, it sounds like you're the right guy to drive that change, that reemergence of Flotek. And it certainly sounds like you got a lot of exciting things kind of in the near future driving this company to achieve the goals that you've got set out. I want to remind everybody that you guys will be presenting at EnerCom Denver Investment Conference on Tuesday, August 15th, 8:50 a.m. Mountain Time. You'll also be available for one-on-one meetings, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I want to encourage everybody out there to register for the conference. You can go to the conference website, register, And then when we open up one-on-ones, certainly set a meeting with Ryan and his team. I think it's one of the most exciting stories right now, kind of in that technology oilfield service space. So set up a meeting with them, talk to them, learn a little bit more, get to know Ryan and his team at that. They'll also be attending networking events so that they can meet other industry leaders there. I'll include their contact information, website, and investor relations email address in the publisher's note. Ryan, thanks for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you in August, and I think you're doing a great job. You're off to the races as CEO there.
Yeah, thank you, Dan, and we really appreciate the opportunity to not only participate in EnerCom in Denver, but also the opportunity to speak here today on Oil and Gas 360. So thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you in August.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.